In order to add and set up a multiple choice item, open an existing campaign or create a new one. Then just click on Add New Item. In the multiple choice items category, you have various elements at your disposal: a multiple choice list, a custom multiple choice list, an images choice list, a checkbox list, an opt-in, a country selector, and a matrix. The multiple choice list is used to offer a wide range of answers amongst a long list of available modalities. Click on the item in order to set it up. In the first field, fill out your question. Then decide whether or not an answer is mandatory to that question. In order to add an answer possibility, you only need to click on the Add Answer button and then repeat the action as many times as needed. The modalities can be customized. You can make them appear in bold, and you can set its position, meaning that if you opt for all answers to appear randomly, this one item will still always appear in the same spot. As an example, you might want to keep the modality that says Others as the last one on a multiple answers list. In case you allow your respondents to select various answers, you can also fix an exclusivity limit on an item that will thus limit the respondent to only one answer, in case they choose that particular answer. Now, the exclusivity notion has no impact on multiple choices lists, since by default, the respondent can only select one answer. The internal value allows to indicate a customized value for stats analytics purposes and cannot be seen by your respondents. For instance, if your respondent picks an answer amongst a list of products, the internal value could be the reference of the product selected by the client. The category allows to group different answers together in order to create a profile of respondent. A category can, for instance, be one of your buyer personas. The weight is a digit or number that allows you to add value or to reduce the value of some answers. You could, for instance, add a superior weight to some answers than to others because they are more important to you. You can then calculate the sum of the weights, or you can calculate an average at the end of the survey in order to give your respondent a score. You can select display conditions for each modality. This way, the respondent will be choosing only amongst the modalities that are relevant to him. For instance, if you are offering various sports articles modalities, the rugby ball modality can only appear if the respondent said rugby to the previous question named "What sports activity do you practice on a regular basis?" As display conditions, you can also choose deployments, segments or segments group, attributes, survey variables, any random display, for instance to make a modality appear every other time, a date, a location, a referrer, the device used, mobile, tablet, or PC, and the language of the participant. You can also combine various conditions at the same time. Of course, all of these options are not mandatory, but they can help you to customize very precisely the flow of your surveys in order to easily multiply the number and the quality of answers you collect. You can also organize the order of appearance of each answer simply by dragging and dropping each one where you wish. In the Advanced Settings tab, you can also indicate a tag. It will help you to consolidate data and answers to your questions, even if they're from different campaigns. You can also, if you wish, opt to select by default the first answer in your multiple choice list, but you can also randomize the order of appearance of the answers apart from those that you set beforehand. Please note that these parameters, depending on how they're set up, can reduce or increase the influence you have on choices of answers your participants get. The custom multiple choice list allows you to import your own data file in order to automatically generate answers modalities. You can read the details on how to set up a list in the support section of MyFeelBack. The Images Choice List allows your respondents to pick amongst various images in order to answer your questions. For instance, representing a product by showing a picture, or indicating a travel destination by showing various landscapes. The possibilities are virtually limitless. Next to the pictures, you can also show their respective labels in order to make sure that your respondent has no doubt as to what each image represents. You can customize the size of the images. we suggest that you take into account the number of answers that are being shown in order to define the size of each one. Do not hesitate to preview your survey before deploying it. The checkbox list helps you showcase all of the available answers, which is ideal when you want to let the respondent pick multiple answers. You can authorize only one answer, but if you wish to do so, then we suggest you rather opt for the multiple choice list. You can also assign a ranking to the answers so the respondents can rank the answers by preference. That option is also available when it comes to image choice lists. The opt-in element helps you to get your respondent's approval to use his data later on, most of the time to contact him via email in further communications. In France, for example, any kind of communication between a company and an individual has to first be approved by the recipient. An answer can also be checked by default, either yes or no. The Country Selector option allows the participant to choose a country. If you wish, you can pre-select the country of the user to facilitate the choice for the respondent. The matrix is used to generate a series of same-type questions with multiple choice answers or rating items. All you have to do is click on the green pictogram, Add New Item, similar to what you would do to add a sub-question, and the type of question that you have chosen will appear automatically. You can select the rating scale of your choice from 2 to 10, and also the type of rating scale you want, stars, smileys, or numbers. If the following question has to be set up the same way, then you can duplicate the question. For the checkbox list questions, the same principle applies, except that answer modalities can be selected by the respondent. It's then up to you to slightly modify the modalities if you want to use them to grade the questions. For instance, very satisfied, satisfied, not satisfied. The checkbox list questions allow you to easily assess the item choices made by the respondents depending on the question that's been asked. For instance, if you ask, "What is least important to you?" with the modalities reception, service, waiting time, localization, and then the question, "What is most important to you?" with the exact same answer elements, reception, service, waiting time, and localization.